Hey, so what's going on, people? I don't know how many of you guys are interested or whatever, but in a few hours or something, again, by the time you see this, it will have already happened. I'll be going live with Jeezy and possibly my good friend Derek from back in the old days. Just gonna be sitting back talking about some of the recent figure releases and pickups, some of the SDCC news, things like that. We try to do that like once a month just to, I don't know, talk about it, because otherwise I got the shoe things going on, and that's cool, but sometimes you want to talk about the other stuff you're interested in. For me, that's the figures and the wrestling, so those things pop up from time to time, which is kind of why we're here today, right? But anyways, if you want to watch that, there will be a link somewhere, maybe. If not, just look at the last video that I did, and it should be that one. I don't know. I can't really tell the future. What I can tell is the present. And what I have right here in the present is this box right here, which is open already because I bought this from Target. No, Walmart. This was not an easy one to find. I mean, it should have been, because it's just a general release or whatever the phrase is. But the thing is, I had seen Tucker at Target, and I was like, okay, I need to get Otis also, right? And I kept seeing Otis selling out on Ringside Collectibles, so I'm thinking, all right, well, Tucker seems to be like the easier to find one. Maybe there's more of them, or maybe people just aren't looking for them. So I keep going back to Walmarts and Targets and all this stuff over the next week or so, and eventually this popped up. And so then I'm like, okay, cool. I got this from the Walmart. Then I went back to the Target where I had seen Tucker, and he was not there anymore. So did a little bit more looking, didn't find it. So I made this order right here from Ringside Collectibles, which is where Tucker is. Though, right after I made the order, I was at Walmart like the next day, saw Tucker and Otis right there, both of them. It's like, well, dang. And then I was at Target and I saw a Tucker or two there. So, I could have just waited a little bit longer, but it was fine. I mean, it's not like they were going anywhere. I wasn't really in a hurry or anything, but I did want it at the same time. So it's kind of like in that middle area. But anyways, so now, thanks to Ringside Collectibles, we also have Tucker. So that's pretty alright. The boxes from these guys come in great shape. I don't know if anybody's had bad experiences, but I haven't. So I can only speak for the 5 or 6 purchases I've made from them. I can't think of what all they were, but actually every figure that I've opened on this channel so far has been from them, and some other things that weren't shown off. But anyway, so now that we have these in hand and all that good stuff, hold these up so you can get the little shot of which ones we're talking about. And this is also my way of getting a good clear shot for a thumbnail. So there's that for you. Now we're going to go ahead and get these things open, because why let them live in a box, right? That sounds terrible. So let's go ahead and cut in here. Now, I know some people, they like to keep their stuff in boxes and display it like that, and honestly, I was one of those guys for a long time with my Masters of the Universe collection. But over time, I just kind of started wanting to, display this stuff, and it becomes easier when you don't have it in boxes sometimes, because it can take less space. You can be a little more creative with how you're doing it. So back in, what was it, in 2003, something like that, when that first Masters line came out, well, the 02 line came out, those I did have up on my walls. And if I can find pictures, I'm pretty sure I have pictures. If I can find those, I'll definitely be putting those up there in the video so you can see them. And it was cool, you know what I mean? But at the same time, later on when I would display the stuff more easily, I guess you could say, then I liked having it that way, just because you could move some stuff around, you could kind of make some little scenes and stuff like that. So I don't know, it goes both ways. I get, there's people on both sides of the fence, but it does make it, like, if you ever need to get rid of the stuff though, then it can kind of suck, because there are a lot of people that want to buy stuff that's not opened and all that. So you kind of lose out on that opportunity. And depending on what it is, if it gets rare or like the person passes away or something, then, well, you kind of, not saying you should take advantage of people when when that stuff happens, but you miss out on that opportunity to make the most of whatever Anyways, I don't know. It's just something to think about. So I'm gonna get these guys out of this packages here real quick. What is this? Oh. This is a thing that I'm not a huge fan of. These little plastic pieces they put on here to hold these things in place, they tend to just kind of get in the way a lot of the time. And we've got this guy. Yeah, they did not do this with Tucker. They just let him go. But man, like a couple of years ago, I think it might have been 2017. I don't know. I've been to a few WrestleManias and I would always go to and I got the opportunity, I guess you could say, to go to the NXT shows as well. And there was one with these guys there, and my mom, she was not a wrestling fan going into that building, but they helped turn her. Like, they are super entertaining to see live. At least they were at the time. Now he's more doing his own thing. It's a weird situation, but whatever. I didn't get his little shirt out. So here we go. We're gonna start with Otis, and again there will be screenshots and stuff. So here's Otis, right? Pretty decent looking figure up front. From the front of him, I mean, the face looks very much on par with how it should. He's one of the better looking figures in my opinion. And then moving down the rest of him, he's got the same build that you would expect. On here he is a little trimmed down, but that's kind of to be expected because he's more hockey puck shaped, I guess you could say, in real life. But no complaints there. And then they got the heavy machinery logo down on the bottom of the tights. And moving on, he's got his name and the stake on the knee pads. So, you know, they went into some pretty good detail on these guys. Overall, front side looks looking pretty good. Then you turn around on the back there, on the back of his middle area, the singlet, he's got the Otis, his name and all that stuff. The rest of it's really nothing to talk about. But overall, pretty nice. And of course he does come with the vest here. I'll give you a little shot of that, a shot of the back here. So the vest is also pretty well done. It's kind of done in like a denim style and all that. With it's a solid Otis on the front there, heavy machinery logo on the back. Got the tattered action going around as far as like rips and holes and all that stuff. So overall, Otis is looking pretty good. Now we're gonna take things and turn them on over to Tucker here. And he's facially also looking pretty good. As far as his tattoos go, when you move down, I honestly don't know how good those are as far as accuracy, but given how things went with like the Undertaker and with, not Jericho, the other half of I almost said Private Party, Street Profits. I've been thinking about AEW things a lot. But yeah, the Street Profits guys, their tattoos are looking pretty good. So these guys are probably on par with how they look in real life as well. Moving down, you got the heavy machinery logo, same as on Otis, and then Tucker and the stake on the knee pads, again, same thing. Though on his, Otis didn't have it because I guess that's just not how he rolls, but on the side of the boots, you do have the TK. So there's that for you. And then moving around back, he's got the long hair going. It's a different kind of style, but once again, not too far off of what was going on with Triple H and Jericho. And then the name down there in the middle. So there you go. Overall, I'm really liking the way these two came out. So that's very nice, very nice. They did them justice, especially for, I think it's their first time in the line. So that's a very awesome start for them. So good for them. Now, one of the things that I had mentioned before was that these do have a lot of articulation. You know, you got like the double knee joints up here and then down here. And got the feet going around, the arms, all that stuff. You got a lot of things going on. And then not as much in the basic series, right? And I had never really looked at one side by side so much until now. But as you look at it on the sides, like when you look at just the arms, you can kind of see a bit of a difference in there. These do have the extra joints, so you can get a little bit more mobility in there. And then moving down, especially like in the knee area. So these, nothing, right? You've got like, especially on him, he's got no bend whatsoever. As far as Montez, he does have a little bit of bend in there, so I kind of grabbed the wrong figure to do that comparison, but that's where you slip in the videos or the pictures, so it doesn't matter. And then moving down past that even further, because of the way these guys are built as well, you don't have that foot articulation here. It's just, it is what it is. However he came is how you're gonna deal with it. So that's one of the things that kind of sucks, I guess. These also have more articulation in like the torso area. So you got this whole thing moving around here. Again, it's just what it is. Very, very more statuesque, if you will. But that's, well, dang. That's just a quick little rundown of things though. I'm not gonna do a whole in-depth review, or maybe this is in-depth, I have no idea. I need to watch other people's reviews that were suggested to me so I can get a good idea on some ways to do this, you know, because I'm still new to it. So if you got any suggestions or anything, please let me know, because I would like these to be as good as they can be for the people that are watching them, right? Totally forgot to mention the tag belts, but these, I wasn't sure what material this was going to be. It feels kind of like cardstock, like thick paper, you know? But overall, it's looking pretty decent as far as the quality goes, so that's a nice touch in there. So, for now, that's it for me. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Like I said, there will be a live thing if you want to jump in and share some thoughts on recent pickups and stuff. You're welcome to do that. You'll probably miss this one because it's happening in like a couple hours, and that'll be before this video gets uploaded. But it's going to be a monthly thing, so just stay tuned for that if you're interested. All right, later people.